Alright, what is up? What is good, everybody? It is another gameplay review of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, and this is Attila the Killer. I am on my third game with The Way, trying to figure out having fun with the Jean Bay. I I could have sworn I didn't do that twice, but it is what it is. I'm gonna let y'all look at the technologies and whatnot. Feel free to pause it. There you go. So my opponent is playing the Huns, and for some reason, this guy wanted to lane me, but not normally. I mean, I've seen it before, but yeah, he's just hyper aggressive. And I see him like hit my scout. I'm like, okay, he's already over here. He's probably not picked up his cows. Is he gonna try and get the boar? And then I look back, and sure enough, he's fighting the boar. But one thing that boars have is 7 damage, and they have, wow, they have +3 versus cavalry and +8 versus camel units. Boars have bonus damage. First time realizing this. Nearly lost his scout. One more hit and that scout was dead. But I'm assuming he probably scouted with his cows. And yeah, the lame did not work out for him. I think I commented like really on the side. If I miss like stuff on the side for like what we say or technologies and whatnot, forgive me. All over the place. So, in the end, my strategy was playing a defensive feudal age, as always, because I want to get to the castle age. My goal is to play defensively, get to castle age, have a stable and 2 archery ranges, and have Jean Bay riders coming out. I want to have ballistics for them, and I want to have bodkin arrow and bloodlines for them. And so, with that in mind, I'm going to fast forward a little bit because the Dark Age is not really that interesting. But I will say, this game was the hardest that I've done with the strat. And honestly, it was the most fun because I feel like I played pretty well under pressure. I realized that I just needed to stay calm and to see about what I could get, and I was able to get some value. Now, we're in feudal age, and I have started to wall up. And I saw the stable, so I know he's going for scouts. So, because the Huns are a pretty good civ for open maps because they can go for either scouts or archers. A lot of civs can do that, but the Huns are able to do bloodlines for their scouts, which is the best cavalry upgrade in the feudal age. Hands down, it's better than the damage or the armor. It gives them more value at least. It's the most expensive though. But that also benefits their horse archers. And they're a horse archer civ. If you pause the game, you know, when I was showing the civ bonuses, you already know. So he's going for 5 scouts, and that means that he's made 4, and his other one is scouting, auto scouting. Really good strategy, really good idea. He hasn't put any wood into walling up, which is saving him a lot of resources, saving him villager time. He's he's pretty much got it made. He's pretty well set up. And I have a minute of idle TC time. Now, I think a lot of that was because of going up to feudal age. I was going up with 18 vills plus loom, and I did not do that cleanly. But at this point, I'm spending res on spears. Now, I'm gonna be honest, full walling has its advantages, but it puts you in the deficit with a large amount of resources. I'm also going for wheelbarrow. So I've got double bit axe and horse collar. I want to say I've grabbed the mining text. No, I can't see it. There it is. No, I have not grabbed the mining text yet. But I basically, I know that I'm going to have some time because he's focused on getting a very fast feudal age so that he can get damage. and he just didn't get any. So I'm also glad he didn't chase down my scout. But anyway, he's just going to try and break into my wall. His base is wide open. I mean, makes sense. He's putting on all the pressure. So, and I'm just going to keep on making houses. Yes, I'm spending resources on this, but I need these houses anyway. You know, this is going to keep me from being housed later on. But forcing me to make buildings is not that big of a deal. And his scouts are not able to get through. And now he's up to Castle Age, and he's putting down his 2 archery ranges for horse archers. And if I don't show it, I do end up seeing that, because once he hits Castle Age, I wanted to see, okay, if he goes for a second stable, then it's knights. If he goes for archery ranges, then it's horse archers. But now he's going for this. He's just sort of, it is what it is. And I was trying to get it to where it was like a locked off area to where he could only go towards my spears, but he sees them coming and he runs away. So. And he sees 80% of the map at this point. He's grabbing bloodlines and the gold mining upgrade. He's going to add more to gold so he can make his horse archers. He needs 8. And with the gold mining upgrade, I think he could probably do it with 7. But he needs to make upgrades. So you're going to want more than the usual in order to make your upgrades. I'm adding in fletching, and I think I'm gonna add in the archer armor as well as bloodlines. I probably sell some wood, I think. Yeah, I sell some wood for gold so I can get bloodlines. Because at this point, I just want to get my upgrades as fast as possible. So I have a good timing attack. But he's still got 4 scouts, and I want to say that I catch some of them with my spears at one point. But he's got 6 horse archers in the queue. He's got 2 villagers forward. His build order is good, man. He's got a good build order here. And then the pathing. I get that scout, and then my spears move forward because I realize, oh, I got a hole in the wood line. But now that he's got horse archers here, he's got +1 damage. He's getting armor for his scouts. So while the scouts are a good unit, at this point in time, he's going to be spending a large amount of resources on both the upgrades for the scouts and the horse archers. That is one of the weaknesses of this strategy. He needs to that slows down his archer upgrades. Because not only are you putting resources into that, but you only have 1 blacksmith. So with 1 blacksmith, you can only do 1 upgrade at a time. So it takes you an extra minute to 2 minutes to really upgrade these units and get their extra bonuses. It's still a helpful unit, right? But typically it'd probably be best to just focus on 1 at a time. Get your cavalry archers to +2/+1 or +2/+2, and then start adding in light cavalry. Especially if you see skirmishers. But he's adding in a mangonel, so you only really need the horse archers and the mangonels. Don't worry about any of the other upgrades. At this point now I'm bringing in John Bays, and we're going to start losing some vills, and this is where the pressure starts. This is when the game starts, and now I'm panicking and trying not to panic. I'm trying to stay calm. He's only got 1 tile here that's open, but I panic click the Hey Guang because I'm trying, my hotkeys and everything is so messed up because I have my unit hotkeys at QWE and my building hotkeys as control QWE. So it's very, very difficult when I'm panicking for me to actually properly click the right button. But his base is pristine. Like, it's open, but it's not getting attacked, so it doesn't really matter. And he's got bloodlines, he's got +1/+1. The only reason I'm surviving here is because I have bloodlines and +2. So I'm getting ballistics. He does not have ballistics coming in. And granted, the Haguang cavalry actually does work because it has high pierce armor and it manages to take out the mangonel. So now it's just the scorpion. But I have one, no Jean base. But his light cavalry, he's got a couple of them running underneath the TC, so they're going to die there. They're attacking other units. And now I'm gathering villagers over here for a town center. So I'm putting down a second town center. Now, in the previous game, I said town centers don't help you at all. But in this case, I'm also sniping a scorpion with villagers. Pro plays. Anywho, I needed a second TC because I needed to defend my villagers. And now I'm slowly pushing them back. I don't know why his villagers are moving forward. He doesn't have stone for a castle. Maybe he's trying to build a... They're going to attack the university. Okay. Alright, I'm grabbing the first archer armor now. I'm still at +2/+2. He's still at only +1/+1. So it's sort of evening out. I just have the extra range. I'm opening up this so I can get a whole bunch of villagers on gold. Because right now, I'm either everybody on wood and slowly going to food, or not. But the micro wasn't really there. He lost a couple units underneath my town center. And while I had idle time, I'm able to hold off. He's losing military to the town center basically for free. He's gathered 2,000 more resources than me. 3,000 almost. Oh, no, 2,000. Okay. Now he's got Bodkinero coming in, and he's going for the second cavalry armor. So he's adding in knights, monks, light cavalry, scorpions, and villagers. So he's spending all of his resources. I think this is a decent idea, but it's really a question of being able to focus on one thing and just dominating with that. He can simplify this to where it's just a couple scorpions and horse archers. Because if you simplify it and you go for horse archers, scorpions, and get ballistics, you still win. And you can still win by going knights or light cavalry, but that's a lot more complicated. You need the light cavalry upgrade, you need the armor upgrades, you need the damage upgrades for your cavalry. You need so many more upgrades, and it takes a lot longer for you to fully upgrade. So, at this point in time, he does not have mangonels, which is going to make taking out my town center incredibly slow for him. I am trying to stabilize my economy, and I want to get stone for a castle. Because primarily the castle is going to keep me protected, but also I eventually realized, oh yeah, the white tiger cav are kind of overpowered. But again, I make a siege workshop. Spoiler alert, I don't make a single bit of siege. I don't make a single siege unit here. So, that would have been better spent somewhere else. +2 armor for his knights and light cavalry. He's got 3 monks, but he's healing his units. He's just not gathering relics, so that is a little bit of miss micro. But this is where the game changes. I'm like, okay, my military is not doing anything here. It's going to be really risky to do this, but I don't think he's going to push in. He has 1 mangonel. I think he's going to wait. So I'm going to go raid his base. Because this is what I see. And I'm like, you know what? He's going to be so focused on the front, he's not going to notice me running up into the back and taking him out. And he's not going to have defenses. So let's watch this. He's got 54 villagers before this fight started. And see, now he's over here. See, he's microing over here. He's not microing anything over here, over in the back. He's not looking at his vills. And see, I was trying to get these vills to come out, so I was getting the ram, and I was wanting to go for the mangonel, and it's like, nah, I can't do that. 19 villager kills. 19. 20. The eco KD, I now have double his eco KD. And see, he's still microing over here. Dude. And this is why it was so important, because I was like, he's fully focused on the front. This guy just lost half of his economy. More than half. He had 54 vils before this. He's got 26 vils now. He just lost so much of his economy. I've lost a TC, but I still have 51 vils now. So I'm willing to bet this is going to slowly change. But I built a tower. And now I'm building my castle. And I'm building more Jean-Bays. So now I'm going to spread my guys out and search the map, because I'm willing to bet that he's going to... I was guessing that he still had 2 villagers up top, and they would be doing something. But, no. Instead, he sent his villagers up top. He's got 18 of them up here, and he's got a handful over here. But he can't produce... He's not producing any vills. And now I've got a castle up. So, I'm down to 1 town center. He's going to build his 2nd town center. But I've got 48 vils to his 26. So I'm feeling pretty good. I've got 20 Jean-Bay riders, and I'm going to spread out around here to keep this entire place idle. So all of these villagers are just going to be idle. And it's very... This is just luck. I didn't see these villagers come out. I just put them there at that timing. I just so happened to do that. So now that town center is completely idle. And he can't push forward anymore. He can't go for rams, because I'm going to have my tiger cabin want me. I mean, he can try and go for rams. He just doesn't have the eco for it, really. He has nothing going on with his economy. Everything is dead. It's gone. He can't produce anything, and he just has to get the pressure off. He's not actually doing anything with this military. Taking out houses is not stopping my economy and is not stopping me from making military. So at this point, I can start making my upgrades. So now, I have my Castle Age upgrades for my Jean-Bays. They're complete. They're done. I have ballistics. I have bloodlines. I don't think I have thumb ring yet. Yeah, I don't have thumb ring yet. I eventually want to say I get it. But guess what? I sent these guys over right as he was sending over his knights and light cavalry. So he weakens his force in the front, and that's when I strike. Now, granted, I still lose the fight. But I got some value and I weakened his force. So now this army is going to have even less progress. And now I'm just going to run these guys back. Because I'm like, okay... I know he has TCs over here. I'm going to run back over here and see if he micros. And I'm going to click right here and see if I can get some more Vil kills on the gold. But at this point, while I'm making Jean-Bays, I'm also wanting to make some Tiger Cavalry. And I'm adding in a 2nd TC. I'm going to add a 3rd over here. But these guys eventually go over here, I'm going to say. But I wanted to tech into Tiger Cav, because Tiger Cavalry are not only strong, but they also have high pierce armor. So enough Tiger Cav will win me the game. Which you could say for a lot of units. But at this point in time, his knights have 120 HP, and my Tiger Cav have 130. So my Tiger Cav, I want to say they're stronger than the knights. Oh, only 1 melee armor. Okay. So they have 1 extra damage, but they have 2 less melee armor. But 10 more HP. So overall, I think a knight's better than them. I am going to lose these villagers, though. These villagers are going to get slaughtered. But it's just... Yeah, I was microing those guys away, and then I came back here and I was like, oh. Oh, well. Oh, well. I guess I'll just deal with you with Tiger Cav. I only have +1/+1, but he ran his horse archers, cavalry archers over here, so... Yeah. I also have more HP. Okay. And now the pathing is screwing him over. I think he clicked over here, but he didn't know that there was a hole over here, so the pathing caused him to go that way. So he lost 2 units. And now I'm opening that up so I can take out the ramp. And it is unfortunate, but this guy just got, I think, plus... Yeah, he just got +1. Okay. Now I'm getting Husbandry, Thumb Ring, and these guys have gotten some eco kills because he's not microing. And that's the strength. He has nobody on wood. He's got 9 on food and 10 on gold. So he cannot take wood right now. He doesn't feel like he can take wood. This is idle right here. He's microing his military. But bit by bit, fight by fight, I will knock down his military one step at a time. Just take little bites out of him. And now I have my 3rd TC coming up. And now he's going to try and rely on this town center to hold me off. And these guys are still idle. If those 7 villagers were getting wood, you know, it would be alright, but no. And he has more knights, but they're coming in one at a time, and he's not microing them, so they're just dying. That knight got 2 hits off before he died. And the monks aren't doing that much. I'm getting the light cavalry upgrade. Honestly, it was unnecessary. I shouldn't have gotten it. I should have just gotten more Tiger Cav. I should have completely focused on Tiger Cav for this fight. And then I sent these Tiger Cav over to this gold mine. But yeah, he's got nothing. He doesn't have anything. This has been idle. This town center has been idle for the last... And villagers have been idle for the last 5 minutes. And that's where he calls it. It was a fun game, though. It was stressful. From the attempt at a boar lane to the fairly clean... I mean, honestly, the really clean Castle Age from him. Into Siege and Horse Archers with Light Cav. I think that if he had focused on Horse Archers with Mangonels and not worried about Light Cavalry or Knights, he would have been able to get his upgrades and then make more Mangonels, get more Horse Archers. He could have made a 3rd archery range forward. He could have gathered all you need to really do, get some relics with your monks, maybe have a monastery forward or one in the back getting relics, make Mangonels, have your Horse Archers forward, have the 2 villagers forward. Simplify. Make it easier on yourself. For me, I need to figure out just my hotkeys. I probably need to change some hotkeys, possibly. I'm not going to, but I think I made pretty good decisions here. I think I did pretty darn well. I just need to figure out a little bit more of a balance of maybe economy. But I really do feel like I did this match fairly cleanly. I stayed fairly calm. I didn't completely panic. And I was able to counterattack. And that counterattack won me the game because it made him completely idle. He had a larger economy than me by a few villagers, and then I slaughtered half of them. And that, yeah, that was a super huge play. Super important. All right, so just pause it if you want to look at all this stuff. I am noticing that I have a higher APM than a few of these players, but really, it's about the value of that APM. If you're just extra clicks on doing the same thing, it doesn't matter. But let me go. So it's right here. So we've got 14 Jeanbeis with a total of 4 kills. So I just want to watch this one more time because this this was gorgeous. He's over here fighting, and he's focusing on microing the fight. And so am I. But I just had these guys on attack on hold ground stance. But I mean, they're getting guys on farms. They're getting people on the gold mine. This is when I looked back. I remember that. I'm gonna get that one. I'm gonna get those three. And see, the timing could have not, it couldn't have been better. Because we were both microing over here, and then I finally come over here. Eventually, come on, get the wood line. I know you're microing. And dude, I thought I was so safe, but it's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. But now I'm over here and I'm trying to micro this. I think there was the ram micro that I was trying to do. But if I had just come around here and killed these villagers, he probably would have GG'd, and the game would have been over right then and there. 31 eco kills. I killed over half of his economy in that one raid. So, yeah, I mean, that probably tilted him. And now I'm putting down a castle, and he doesn't know what's going on in the back. And my score is now higher than his. So, yeah, and see, he had the resources for a town center. He had the resources for 2 town centers. So, he should have put one over here. If he had had a town center over here, he wouldn't have lost that many vills at all. He would have lost maybe 10 or 15. But he'd still have a good economy. And if he had had a 3rd town center over here with those resources, it would have been great. And see, yeah, I mean, he just didn't. So. Anywho, I had to see that again. It was the best part of the game for me, obviously. But yep. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave your own comments and thoughts. And yeah, in the comments. I think lessons to learn is like it just don't get so hyper focused on a push. I know a lot of times we want to micro, but when your base is fully open and your opponent has cavalry units, they might raid you. They might counter raid you. So if you check your resources, if you have the resources that you're not spending, make another town center. If you have the extra resources and your push is fairly strong, because he still has a good bit of military. The scorpions, the horse archers, and the knights and light cavalry. It's a mix of units, but it's still a decent force. Also, I would honestly say simplify. Cavalry archers and scorpions. Simplify your military and simplify your economy. And then add in town centers when you have the resources. Or wall up or something like that. But either way, yeah, this has happened to a lot of people. You're doing so well and then you lose a ton of economy. And it's a moral blow more than anything else. So, and then it was just so much micro that he just didn't get back to his town centers and ungarrison them. This town center sat for 5 minutes plus, garrison with villas that could have been gathering wood, and he just didn't have it because I was constantly going back and forth. So you have to kill my Jean Bay riders. But with this castle, you can't come through here. You have to go around. And yeah, I just made that really hard for him. So, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.